Ferdow's Nafisi and her two daughters, Manaz and Farah, became independent women in America. When Ferdow's decided to emigrate to the U.S., she opened the door for her daughters to later join her in California. After so many years in the United States, does it finally feel like home? Or will that designation always belong to Iran, the country of your birth and childhood?
As a teenager growing up in the United States in the early 1960s, I sort of felt an outsider and longed for a sense of belonging. My brother, on the other hand, felt immediately at home when he came here and has always taken great pride in being an Iranian American. When I returned to Iran for a visit in 1968, I quickly felt at home, and the visit had an enormous influence on my later decision to return to Iran to live. When I returned to the US in 1982, this time as a political exile, I gained new respect for the democratic institutions of this country, and in time, I felt more at home. But the call of my birthplace is always there.
Do you feel more like an immigrant or an exile in America?
I have lived my life in the US in two parts. Growing up, I lived the life of an immigrant, my mother having brought us here so many years before. She took enormous pride in being an Iranian American and took her citizenship very seriously. She instilled this pride in us as well, but I always felt somewhat apart from my peers. I longed for a place that felt more like home. I followed that call and returned to Iran on the eve of the revolution. After almost 4 years living there, I returned, this time as a political exile. Though, I feel more at home now than when I first came. There is a part of me that will always feel in exile, whether in the US or in Iran.